from the Medicine Lodge FFA chapter and Trinity Albers from the Greeley County FFA chapter as they sing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof
the convention hall will come to order. We are now holding the 6th General Session of the 94th Kansas FFA Convention. Madam Vice President, are all officers at their stations?
I shall call the roll of officers, determine if they are at their stations, and report back to you, Madam President. The Sentinel.
Station by the door.
Your duties there.
Through this door pass many friends of the FFA. It is my duty to see that the door is open to our friends at all times and that they are welcome. I care for the meeting room and paraphernalia. I strive to keep the room comfortable and assist the president in maintaining order.
The reporter.
The reporter is stationed by the flag.
Why by the flag?
As the flag covers the United States of America, so I strive to inform the people in order that every man, woman, and child may know that the FFA is a national organization that reaches from the state of Alaska to the Virgin Islands and from the state of Maine to Hawaii.
The treasurer.
Stationed at the emblem of Washington.
Your duties there.
I keep a record of receipts and disbursements, just as Washington kept his farm accounts, carefully and accurately. I encourage thrift among the members and strive to build up our financial standing through savings and investments. George Washington was better able to serve his country because he was financially independent.
The secretary.
Stationed by the ear of corn.
Your duties there.
I keep an accurate record of all meetings and correspond with other secretaries wherever corn is grown and FFA members meet.
The advisor.
Here by the owl.
Why stationed by the owl?
The owl is a time-honored emblem of knowledge and wisdom. Being older than the rest of you, I'm asked to advise you from time to time as the need rises. I hope that my advice will always be based on true knowledge and ripen with wisdom. Madam Vice President, why do you keep a plow at your station?
The plow is the symbol of labor and tillage of the soil. Without labor, neither knowledge nor wisdom can accomplish much. My duties require me to assist at all times in directing the work of our organization. I preside over meetings in the absence of our president, whose place is beneath the rising sun.
Why is the president so stationed?
The rising sun is the token of a new era in agriculture. If we will follow the leadership of our president, we shall be led out of the darkness of selfishness and into the glorious sunlight of brotherhood and cooperation. Madam President, all officers are at their stations.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. The Secretary will call the roll of members.
I am pleased to announce that at this, the 6th General Session of the 94th Kansas FFA Convention, there are 2,314 members and guests registered. Madam President.
Thank you. FFA members, why are we here? To practice brotherhood, honor agricultural opportunities and responsibilities, and develop those qualities of leadership which an FFA member should possess. May we accomplish our purposes. I now declare this session of the 94th Kansas FFA Convention duly open for the transaction of business or attention to any matters which may properly be presented. Members, advisors, and guests, it is my pleasure to welcome you all to the 6th session of the 94th Kansas FFA Convention.
This session is devoted to celebrating and carrying out the highest honor that our association can bestow on its members. These members have grown their supervised agricultural experiences and their FFA experiences to be a lush and plentiful crop. Much like recipients of the state FFA degree, farmers, gardeners, and florists alike are always here to work on growing things. The people responsible for growing plants have put in a lot of hard work preparing the seedbed, selecting varieties, watering and fertilizing, and marketing their products to customers. FFA members practice many of these same skills as they prepare their seedbed by establishing an FFA membership, selecting their variety of supervised agricultural experiences, put in the time and effort to grow their SAE, and finally market the skills they have gained to a future employer. We are so excited to have a session dedicated to highlighting the incredible achievements of FFA members earning the state FFA degree, hearing words of wisdom from an expert at growing things, Miss Hannah Reynolds, and announcing the John Deere Gator winners. So sit back and prepare for a great sixth session as we celebrate members who have grown their skills and accomplishments. Our next keynote speaker is a pro at growing both plants and SAEs. The goal of SAEs, or Supervised Agricultural Experiences, is to allow students to develop their skills through hands-on programs. Through hours of feeding cattle, baking cakes, mowing lawns, cutting wheat, or other various agricultural pursuits, members have gained insight to crucial aspects of the industry. These projects throughout high school can develop into future careers or necessary employment skills. We are very fortunate to have with us this afternoon someone who has truly taken the experiences she had in FFA and took them to the next level with some incredible growth. Hannah Reynolds, co-owner and lead designer of Limestone Floral near Wichita, Kansas, is a former member of the Newton FFA chapter. Through her experience in FFA, she found talent, confidence, and a passion for growing plants and designing florals that she didn't know she had. She graduated from Kansas State University with a degree in agricultural education. She showed her passion for developing youth through her work as a 4-H extension agent and a K-State admissions representative. In 2017, Ms. Reynolds decided to pursue her passion by designing wedding flowers in the Wichita area. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Hannah Reynolds to the stage as she shares her experiences and a few lessons learned with us.
Hello, Kansas FFA. As was already said, my name is Hannah Reynolds, and I am also a Kansas FFA alum myself, so if there are any Newton FFA members here, hello to my fellow members. I graduated from K-State in 2015, and my degree was in agricultural education with a minor in agronomy. And now I own Limestone Floral, which is a wedding floral studio based in Newton, Kansas. And I was honored to be asked to speak with you today to share a bit about my story and how my own experiences through FFA and ag classes, and specifically the work that I did with my SAE, have contributed to the success of my business, Limestone Floral. While I share a little bit about me, I did add a few slides of photos of my design work and a few throwback photos of my time in FFA, so enjoy. My business, Limestone Floral, is a wedding floral studio, like I said, and I started Limestone in 2017. A friend of mine trusted me and asked me to design her wedding flowers, and from there we started taking on more clients. Today we design for 30 to 40 weddings and events per year, and I teach several design workshops. This year, I was happy to be recognized by Florist Review magazine as one of the top 125 most exciting florists in North America. My partner, Kyle, helps with our larger events and a lot of our behind-the-scenes work that comes with running your own business. And then we also have a team of freelance designers that work for us as well. And in fact, one of my designers was actually my teammate from high school, my FFA floriculture team. So we operate out of a studio that's based in North Newton, right behind our house. And we have a large cutting garden there where we grow lots of different flowers and foliages that I like to use in our designs to give them more of a garden-inspired look. And then Kyle and I have a 2-year-old who keeps us really busy, and he likes to help in the garden as well. And I'm pregnant with our second child and due later this summer, so please excuse me if I have to catch my breath while I'm up here speaking today. When Limestone Floral was in its early days of getting started, my partner Kyle said he knew by watching me work with flowers just how happy and in my element I seemed, that I should be doing that full time someday. So after several years of running our business in the evenings and weekends, after my other full-time job, I'm now working full-time for myself as a florist. I'm still in the evenings and weekends, but at least not my other jobs. And then we just really love the flexibility of running our own business, and it's really ideal for our family. To have the ability to be creative and design something so special for someone on their wedding day is truly one of my favorite things. So when you look back through some of my past experiences throughout my time in FFA and even in college, it may seem like I had a really clear plan of where I was heading with my future career. Looking back, I have always very much been a plant lady. I enrolled in horticulture the first year it was offered at my high school, and I participated in the floriculture CDE, and I was able to represent Kansas at the national competition with my team. I learned about growing flowers through my job at a plant nursery, which was also my SAE in nursery operations placement. And then I immediately became obsessed with learning the names of plants and flowers as a high schooler. I can remember taking my snips with me to golf practice and stuffing my golf bag full of flowers and leaves and all sorts of things to take back to class the next day and study with my fellow plant-obsessed friends. And in college, I was a member of the crops judging team here at K-State, and I spent countless hours studying leaves and tiny seeds and doing things like agronomic math. And I also worked at a nursery here in Manhattan while I was in school. And although it seems obvious that looking back at younger me, I was destined to work with plants or flowers in some capacity, back then I really had no clue what I was going to do, what I wanted to study in college, or what I planned to do after college. And the truth is, as a high school student, or even as a college student, it is really hard to decide what your future career will be. Or you could decide, and then maybe you find something else later down the road that you're also really passionate and interested in. I have a lot of firsthand experience with talking with students like you who are considering their options for future careers. I worked as an admissions representative for 4 years here at K-State after graduating. So it was my job to introduce those different majors and programs and opportunities to high school students. And I can tell you from that firsthand experience that most people don't have it figured out yet, except for maybe with the exception of pre-vet students. They seem to always know from an early age. But some of you will have jobs that haven't been invented yet. You will build businesses that bring new ideas or services that we haven't needed before. So how could you prepare for your future career without actually knowing what it would be? And in my opinion, the best way to prepare yourself for any career is to continue to try new things, new ag classes, try a new CDE that you never would have considered before. The knowledge that you gain, the experiences that you have, and the connections that you make along the way will all help to build a solid foundation of skills that you will be able to use in the future. One of the most valuable experiences that I had as an FFA member was my work at my SAE. At my job at the nursery, I was able to develop my knowledge of plants and flowers and how they grow. From seeding thousands of annual flowers at the nursery, watering them and fertilizing them daily, I learned a lot. Today, we do grow some of our own flowers in our cutting garden, But I also work closely with farmers and wholesalers, sourcing flowers from places like Japan, Holland, South America, California, and even from some really great growers right here in Kansas for our events. So knowing the names, but also understanding the seasonality and the colors available of different types of flowers is really what takes it to the next level in floral design. At my job at the nursery, I learned customer service best practices that I use daily now in my own business. I saw loyal customers come back time and again to our locally owned small nursery, not because the prices were cheaper, because most of the time they weren't, but because of the way that they were treated and the knowledge that was available to them at our store and the quality of the products. So as a small business owner now, we put our clients first and we work really hard to succeed their expectations. And our business continues to grow every year, mostly by word of mouth or referrals. And that would not happen if we didn't place such a high priority on that customer service, just like I learned really early on while working at my SAE. At my SAE, I was also lucky enough to have a really great boss who was flexible with my ever-changing high school schedule. And they also just really valued me as an employee and my growth there. I was just 16 years old when I started working there, and I can guarantee that I was pretty clueless when it came to counting back change or which products to recommend for garden pests. But my boss was patient and developed a team mentality at the nursery so that we could all help each other out. And as I lead my own team of designers today, I'm thankful for those examples that my supervisors have set for me in the past. So as I've mentioned, today I work full-time for myself as a wedding florist, and I would have never dreamed that I would be telling you that today. But my experiences through FFA and ag classes gave me a really great foundation of knowledge and confidence to start my business, even when it wasn't something that I had ever seen as my future career. When it comes to starting a floral design business, there are a lot of industry standards and best practices that just aren't widely talked about. And other than going to work for a retail flower shop, there isn't really a great way to jump into a floral career in the wedding industry in one straightforward process. But I felt like I had a built-in confidence in my abilities, even when I was faking it until I was making it. I credit my high school ag classes, my FFA experiences, for giving me the strong base knowledge of design principles and industry standards. I had already made corsages and boutonnieres, and I knew all about floral retail pricing, thanks to those experiences that I had had. So as I wrap up today, I want to leave you with a few words of encouragement. And as a student and FFA member, I'd like to encourage you to keep building your skill sets and experiencing new things. Keep working hard at your SAEs, or start one if you haven't yet, because those are the skills that you're going to be using in your future career, even if you aren't sure, like me, what that will be someday. So congratulations to everyone who is receiving their state degrees today. Your hard work is really inspiring, and it will continue to serve you well in your future careers. Thank you for having me. It's always a joy to speak with Kansas FFA members and guests.
Ms. Reynolds, thank you so much for being here with us today and for sharing about how your investment in FFA has helped you to create a terrific business of your own. Hopefully, many of these other members will be growing their SAEs as they continue on in their high school and college careers. Thank you so much for being here with us today. Please accept this token of our appreciation.
Thank you.
Plants grow through some pretty critical stages of growth during their lifetime. These stages of growth are measured by the number of leaves, the size of the roots, or the bloom of the flower. As a plant grows, it reaches each of these stages and then continues growing on to the next stage. Much like plants have their own growth stages, FFA members have growth stages of their own. known as degrees. Each of us grow through these stages and continue growing until we reach the coveted golden key of the American FFA degree. The FFA organization is full of members who have committed to growing their skill and knowledge, documenting their growth, and have been deemed worthy of receiving the golden chain and charm of the state FFA degree. We are proud and honored to have so many worthy recipients this year. The Kansas FFA degree is the highest degree our association can bestow on its members. To receive this recognition, members must have earned a chapter FFA degree, been an active member, and completed at least 2 years of agricultural education above the 9th grade level. Recipients must also have a supervised agricultural education program which they have productively earned or invested $1,000 or worked for over 300 hours outside of scheduled classroom time, or a combination of the two. Additionally, the candidates must demonstrate leadership qualities, assist with the chapter's program of activities, and participate in community service and FFA activities. Finally, a completed Kansas FFA degree application shows their satisfactory record of academics, leadership, and involvement in the FFA. This year, 259 Kansas FFA members will receive the golden charm of the state FFA degree. Recipients will be announced in alphabetical order by schools within their respective districts. We shall proceed with the degree ceremonies. Mr. Secretary, what have you to report concerning candidates eligible for this degree?
I am pleased to submit the names of 259 candidates who have been selected by the State Board of Directors to receive the state FFA degree.
Our Constitution sets up minimum qualifications which must be met before candidates are eligible for election to this degree. Mr. Advisor, have you carefully examined and reviewed the records of these candidates?
I have, Madam President, and have found all candidates to be fully qualified.
We will proceed to raise these members to the state FFA degree. Will the candidates please rise?
The state FFA degree is the highest degree our state association can bestow. Some of you will one day earn the coveted golden key of the American FFA degree. We urge you to maintain throughout your adult lives the same enthusiasm and dedication that you bring to this ceremony today.
It is a great honor to be nominated for the state FFA degree. It is still a greater honor to be selected for this degree by your fellow members of the Kansas FFA Association.
Your new achievement brings you greater honors as well as additional responsibilities. You have widened the field of your service and influence in the strengthening of agriculture, the most basic industry of our nation.
You have been urged to advance toward higher degrees in the FFA. We commend you for your accomplishments and encourage you to work toward new and higher goals in our organization and in your chosen occupation.
In meeting the requirements of the Green Hand and Chapter FFA degrees, you were told that the golden charm of the state FFA degree was awaiting you. The bronze emblem of the Green Hand gave way to the silver emblem of the Chapter FFA degree, which now has evolved into that golden charm. This is symbolic of growth and development in your chosen occupation. May the permanence of the rare and golden qualities of the emblem be a constant reminder of the strength of your education and the worthiness of your achievement. Therefore, on behalf of the Kansas FFA Association, I confer upon you the state FFA degree with its honors and privileges and present you with this charm, the emblem of the degree. We are very grateful for the sponsorship of these charms by the Kansas Electric Cooperative. Mr. Secretary, Will you please read the names of the individuals who have been awarded the state FFA degree?
Recipients will be announced in alphabetical order by schools within their respective district. Please come forward and take pictures only when your district is called. From the Beloit FFA chapter, Carity Cadle. Tate Cadle. Sierra Copsa. Samantha Zimmerman. From the Chapman FFA chapter, Casey Butler. Keegan Craig. Braden Lexow. From the Clay Center FFA chapter, Shelby Siebold. From the Ellsworth FFA chapter, Hannah Andrej. Kirsten Meyer. From the Junction City FFA chapter, Jasmine Bruce. Juliana Throckmorton. Kayla Young. From the Minneapolis FFA chapter, Jacob Brown. From the Pike Valley FFA chapter, Jaron Arndt. Tate Calloway. Chloe Langston. Joshua Martin. From the Republic County FFA chapter, Briley Judy. Nicole Popkla. From the Rural Vista FFA chapter, AJ Brown. Rachel Hubley. Aiden Hauer. Leah Reedy. From the Southeast of Saline FFA chapter, Hadley Elkins. Hannah Trimble. From the Washington County FFA chapter, Michaela Juneman. Corey Miller. Mandy Simmons. Coy Stom. Let's give the degree recipients from the North Central District a round of applause. The candidates from the Northeast District are, from the Atchison County FFA chapter, Macy Burns. From the Donovan West FFA chapter, Emily McNally Lucy. Carly Windmeyer. From the Frankfurt FFA chapter, Grady Fox. Julia Struder. From the Hiawatha FFA chapter, Allison Arment. From the Holton FFA chapter, Katina Bartle. From the Jackson Heights FFA chapter, Dakota Abel. From the Marysville FFA chapter, Jody Bording. From the McLouth FFA chapter, Kennedy Kaufman. Ella Gantz. From the Royal Valley FFA chapter, Carly Albright. Cooper Daughtery. Lily Lefford. Wyndon Wayhay. From the Sabetha FFA chapter, Megan Bregoff. Kendrick Edelman. From the St. Mary's FFA chapter, Kaylee Lukert. From the Wamego FFA chapter, James DeRushi. Let's give the candidates from the Northeast District a round of applause. The candidates from the Northwest District are, from the Hayes FFA chapter, Amelia Yeager. Carly Neer. Cyrus Vanar. From the Lakeside FFA chapter, Julie Schneider. Carter Walsh. From the Russell FFA chapter, Kristen Kiger. From the Smith Center FFA chapter, Kaylee Wagner. Let's give the degree recipients from the Northwest District a round of applause. The candidates from the South Central District are, from the Arkansas City FFA chapter, Carmen Palmer. Kristen Wachish. From the Bueller FFA chapter, Jaylee Giles. Marin Lackey. Casey Leal. Macy McCabe. Marissa Oram. Caroline Wagner. Abigail Utzi. From the Kenton Galva FFA chapter, Garrett Malbite. Sage Taves. From the Center FFA chapter, Quentin Bina. Tanner Stuchklick. From the Chaparral FFA chapter, Caden Smith. From the Fairfield FFA chapter, Brady Fowler. From the Fairfield FFA chapter, Paisley Smith. Zach Zonker. From the Haven FFA chapter, Keaton Loop. Jet Spalding. Mabel Black. From the Inman FFA chapter. From the Little River FFA chapter, Kyle Bruce. Ty Herzog. From the Marion FFA chapter, Michaeli Soyez. From the Newton FFA chapter, Eli Ladd. From the Oxford FFA chapter, Christian Bain. Cassidy Chase. Colby Hammond. Lily Kopfer. From the Renwick FFA chapter, Mackenzie Anderson. Emily Bonella. Lindsay Miles. Colton Miller. Lily Reichenberg. Will Tice. From the South Barber FFA chapter, Bianca Beining. Rustin Erickson. Avery Grieve. From the South Haven FFA chapter, Dylan DeWitt. Ben Russell. Ethan Theuer. Let's give the degree recipients from the South Central District a round of applause. The candidates from the Southeast District are, from the Caney FFA chapter, Emma Hockett. Maggie McVeigh. From the Columbus FFA chapter, John Moyer. Allie Wells. From the Erie FFA chapter, Aiden Bartholomew. Grant Taylor. From the Fort Scott FFA chapter, Jesse Cox. Caitlin Levy. Alexis Marchino. Brooklyn Metch. From the Girard FFA chapter, Ryan Lerbo. Faith Poland. Zoe Rhodes. Caleb Scales. Carly Vale. Ainsley Vietz. From the Iola FFA chapter, Carly Deer. From the Labette County FFA chapter, Cecilia Newby. Emma George. Lincoln Gagger. Madison Hellwig. Katie Zolling. From the Madison FFA chapter, Colton Ballard. Marley Harlan. Casey Helm. Gavin Ish. Haley Ish. From the Riverton FFA chapter, Garen Gilmore. Tyler Haywood. Tony Hodge. Emma Kepley. Ember Kinch. From the Sedan FFA chapter, Ashley Kunth. Rory Walker. From the Uniontown FFA chapter, Jacob Stewart. From the West Elk FFA chapter, Katie Beeman. Macy Hagg. Anna Hendricks. Rachel Hendricks. Molly McClelden. Harley Town. Hannah Whetstone. From the Yates Center FFA chapter, Sadie Coltrane. Aiden Yoho. Let's give the degree recipients from the Southeast District a round of applause. The candidates from the Southwest District are, from the Ashland FFA chapter, Andrew Endicott. Sage Wagner. From the Buckland FFA chapter, Riley Holcomb. From the Dighton FFA chapter, Emma Borrell. Austin Handy. From the Greeley County FFA chapter, Kyra Nolan. From the Hugoton FFA chapter, Grace Dillinger. Taylor Grubbs. Charlie Wetstein. Tyron Zest. From the Ness City FFA chapter, Samantha Kilno. From the Scott City FFA chapter, Connor Armendez. Zachary Rohrbaugh. Let's give the degree recipients from the Southwest District a round of applause. The candidates from the East Central District are, from the Anderson County FFA chapter, Amelia Cubitt. Tyler Gillespie. Riley Young. From the Burlington FFA chapter, Haley Finnerty. Tori Roslin. From the Council Grove FFA chapter, Carissa Dahlquist. From the Eudora FFA chapter, Taylor Haddle. Cody Loganbill. Jenna Milford. From the Jayhawk Lynn FFA chapter, Taylor Burns. Bryn Collier. Hunter Holt. Jarrett Nichols. From the Mission Valley FFA chapter, Christopher Kane. Colby Henick. Nicholas Kuntz. Ashton Lowe. Kaylee Van Meter. From the Ottawa FFA chapter, Haley Collar. Logan Confer. Todd Crosley. Austin Curtis. Cody Ferguson. Jacqueline Hedges. Rayleigh Morrow. From the Paola FFA chapter, Seth Ostrup. Vanessa Berry. Cody Hendrickson. From the Prairie View FFA chapter, Lauren Ost. Addison Bloodgood. Emma Chambers. Jade Chambers. Sophia Fleer. Haley Snyder. Braxton Stainbrook. Caden Stroop. Kyra Uphoff. Brady Van Vlack. From the Shawnee Heights FFA chapter, Max Clausen. Brooklyn Coral. Rachel Donaldson. Landon Stadler. Lucas Younger. From the Spring Hill FFA chapter, Andrew Campbell. Cameron Crockett. Aiden Smith. From the Tonganoxie FFA chapter, Mary Canine. Garrett Edwards. Dalton Regier. Let's give the degree recipients from the East Central District and all our state degree recipients one final round of applause.
Yes, she was in a purple polo BTI. I didn't